here with Mandy Kingsman, Artistic Director for Toni Guy HairCare. We are doing a glamour look today. Now, you know how much I am over the Mad Men retro, really literal French roll chignon look. Hate it. I like things to be softer and a little bit cooler. But sometimes you do have to put your hair up in a glamorous fashion. And what is the alternative? Mandy has got a solution.
Hi. So today we're going to just work with a tong. And the reason why I want to work with a tong is just so that we can get movement to the hair. It's really hard to try and put your hair up if you don't have any movement. When it's going from straight, you end up with the bits just sticking out. We want to avoid that. We still want it really soft. So the best way to do that is just with a tong, but really simple, 3 big sections. That's it.
Okay.
So I'm going to start tonging.
I'm not going to get frightened. So my hair is just sort of three days old blow dry, which is perfect for hair up. If you don't get super oily hair, well, I don't, but my hair tends to get better and better for updos. The more dirt it's got in it. Yeah,
most people's hair, if they don't get that oily residue, it is better after a couple of days. So
you're using
I'm
these
using
tongs.
A conical
Talk
tong.
to me of this tong.
So I'm going to use a conical tong today, purely because we don't have a clamp on the top. I find that when you're trying to do your own hair at home, any tongs that have a clamp, you end up getting those lines throughout.
So do I.
Yeah.
That's my biggest pet hate with tongs. I love them, but every second one I'll stuff up.
Yeah.
Because of that clamp. So this work, how do you keep the hair on it?
Basically,
okay, I'm gonna let you do it.
I'll show you. It's
Show
the
people how
easiest
to
way.
do it.
So basically, you only really need 3 sections for a look like this, because we're not looking to create a wave. We're looking to create movement that we can then work through to pin up. So just working with the tong halfway down the hair. We don't want to go near the root. That's the other reason why people get those lined marks, is they go too high with their tongs. So I'm just working with the tong, placing it underneath the hair, and then wrapping the hair around in no kind of neat fashion. And then you just hold the ends with your finger. The end of the tongs is heat protected, so you're not going to burn yourself. You would obviously
down this end is heat protected, right? Oh yeah, totally cold. Holding it, see, not burning, not screaming.
Couple of seconds in with the tong, and then you just take it out. And you can see we just have a really loose movement. We don't have anything too set. It doesn't matter if the ends don't tong either, because they're going to be up.
Oh, you haven't turned me into Shirley Temple.
No, I haven't. And then the same kind of amount of hair on the opposite side. If you're wanting to create more of a height through the fringe area, you could work that too. But since we're over the Mad Men style, we're going to leave that flatter.
It really suits some people, but I find it looks a bit dated. And I think sometimes hair that's overworked or really hairsprayed into place can make you look older, can't it?
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you're a younger girl as well. You don't want to be going for styles that are quite dated. You want to be able to put a modern twist to it. So we basically have one section through the back. And I know it's really hard to get your hair from the back to tong. So basically, what I would suggest doing is just pull it over your shoulder so that you're working it again in front. You can see it in the mirror. And we're still working it as low as we were with those front sections as well. You can see Paula's hair is really smooth through from the head, all the way through to at least towards her shoulder. So you don't really need to be tonging any higher than that, because we want this look to be quite smooth through the hair.
I think that's a message. When you're tonging your hair at home, forget the crown. You will stuff it up. You're not going to be able to do it like Mandy can do it, or somebody that's trained and done 2,000 heads of hair. I think the tonging look, it becomes more goof-proof if you just do it from the top of your ears down and keep this bit flat, and then you can use your fingers to kind of mess it up later, but you get into trouble.
You do, and you're going to end up burning yourself. And I mean,
that too.
We all don't want our hands to be covered in little burns from our tongs. So just brush the hair out lightly. Again, we've got a side parting, and then through the sides, we're just kind of twisting the hair around, starting with your right ear, and we're just kind of twisting the hair fairly tight to begin with, because then we want to be able to loosen it out.
Okay, so you're working over to
the other ear.
the other ear, where you're going to form a sort of loose, low chignon.
Yeah, basically. The hair that's in front of the ear, we need to twist that in the opposite direction so that that comes away from the face, and then we just pin it. So again, one hair elastic.
If you're doing this yourself,
Yeah.
would you maybe take this piece, separate it, hold it with a clip or something like that,
clip
and then
this
work
section.
this piece in? So you're clipping this with a section clip or a
Get that
your
out of the
facial
way.
clip, the thing you use to keep your hair away when you give yourself a home mask. Yep.
Get that out of the way
Yep.
until you've got this hair back here. You can then put this in a ponytail. Actually, it's probably easier to do this first.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that
You're
I've been
clever.
doing this for a while.
Yeah. You keep forgetting that you're an artistic director. Yeah. That makes more sense to me.
yeah.
Yep. Now I can do that. I've twisted.
You've twisted
I've
it all.
ponytailed. Yep.
You've got the ponytail in. Basically, if we're going to be working it in this way, we then want to work the hair. You can just kind of fan it out, just scrunch it in your hands. That will just give a bit more width and body to our roll. And we're just basically, now that we've got movement to the hair, we can move the hair around, wrap it without it falling out of shape, because we've got wave to the hair.
Now I don't have a lot of hair. I have it's fine. I have a lot of it, but it's certainly not thick hair.
Yeah.
So is there a key to getting sort of, nothing looks worse than a little tiny bun? Is there a way to sort of fake volume without putting pieces in?
There is. The best thing to do is to try and start fanning the hair out with your fingers, and I'll show you what I mean by that in this front section. Because we also want to avoid the Princess Leia bun though.
Yes.
Because we want to get a bit more width to the bun, but we don't want it to be sticking out like a Princess Leia ear. We want to avoid the Mad Men, and we want to avoid Princess Leia.
Yeah.
No
TV characters, okay?
No. So if you just take the section of your hands, and just like we back combed on a previous look for Paula with a comb, we're doing the same thing with our fingers. So you just splay your fingers and just lightly put them into the hair and then push back towards the root. This will give us just a little bit more of a softer effect to the hair as well. And it just makes it feel a little bit more whimsical.
The finger comb.
The finger comb. You can always then just lightly pull that out if we need to as well. This is about texture. The Mad Men look is all a bit too structured for my liking.
Bit of a helmet.
Yeah. And then we're just wrapping this in the opposite direction, just twisting it away from the face, then wrapping it into this pre-existing bun. So it doesn't matter if some of this falls out, because it just adds to softness.
Now, side buns, chignons, whatever you want to call them, are really flattering on every face shape, aren't they?
Pretty much. You just have to figure out which side works best for you.
And also how much should poke out behind your ear. If you've got a long skinny neck, then you can afford to have more width, volume and width. If you have a shorter neck or a wider neck, you're better to keep it tucked up and out rather than wide.
Definitely. And again, once this is in place, if you feel that it's a bit too flat, you can start pulling it out because it's secure. We've got the ponytail behind your ear.
What did you just put on it?
I've just put in some shine spray that's just going to add to that glam feel. Mm-hmm. Glamorous hairdos are all about shine. We don't want matte. We want a lot of high shine. So I've just sprayed a really nice shine mist over the top of the hair that's just all about high shine before we start to just kind of deconstruct this hair. So again, I've had one hair elastic, 2 bobby pins. Now I'm adding a third just to kind of lift this other side, just to lightly pin it. Because the other thing we want to avoid is the hair looking too bridal as well.
Do you think that bobby pins are the most important desert island product for everyone's bathroom cabinet? Is there sort of nothing you can't do with bobby pins?
Do you know what? I think a couple of hair elastics are probably your best friend, followed closely by a couple of bobby pins, definitely. And the look's pretty much done. It doesn't matter if you see a couple of those pins because it's still quite soft and nobody's going to notice a little bit of a pin when they're looking at the side of your hair.
I absolutely love it. So not Mad Men.
Not at all.
A bright lip, but not a red one. Got the orange pop of colour on. It's fantastic. And again, so easy. We've done it in under 5 minutes.
Simple.
No excuses. No more tortured hairdos. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Bye.